Hi guys! So I know my video is not great, but it's my new tablet that's what I'm having to use right now because my iPad decided to not work when I'm trying to reverse the camera to like face me. It freezes and I can't use it, so I had to get a replacement. But what I wanted to make this video about, it's kind of, I guess, a sensitive topic. The reason I think it's sensitive is two things. One, there's not a lot of information, whether it's written down or videos about this. And two, it's a feminine hygiene product. So right there kind of tells you it's kind of a sensitive topic, but I don't think it should be. I'm kind of doing this to share my experience, because when I was looking into different products like this, there was not a lot of information to go on, and it made it difficult for me to make a decision because there wasn't that information. And so I want to make this video in hopes that this could help some people in making a decision like this. So the feminine hygiene product that I'm talking about is a menstrual cup. And the reason I'm talking about this is because for any of you that are wanting to become waste-free, or just think buying tampons or pads like every month for your period is chaotic and like barbaric, like spending all that much money and just to throw all of it away literally, then I have a hard time with that. So I looked into different things, but the only option for me was a menstrual cup. So that's what this video is about. I've looked into reusable pads. I have friends that use the reusable pads, and they enjoy them and they recommend them, but that's not an option for me. So I looked into menstrual cups for, I want to say, about a month. Possibly a month and a half before I made my decision and got mine. And the other reason I am talking about this now and making this video now is because I am using it for the first time this week. So I figured, what better way to kind of tell you the information about it is as I'm using it and what I figured that works and doesn't work. So they come in, at least the ones that I found and that were recommended to me by several friends or fellow YouTubers, were, now I can't remember the brand name, but they're on Amazon, and I can put a link in the description of this if I can figure that out for them. But they come in like light, medium, and heavy flow, and there might be an extra heavy. I can't remember. I want to say there was, because I'm pretty sure I got the heavy flow just because I know my periods. And so that's the one that I felt more comfortable with, because the only thing that I found when looking in about the menstrual cups was about people saying that, you know, you want to make sure you get the one that's right, matches your flow, especially if you're working and you're not wanting to change it while you are at work. That way you can put it in before you go to work, and then you can change it when you get home. I'm like, that sounds amazing, because let's be honest, girls, when you wear a tampon, depending on your flow, you're changing that so often. And like, I don't know about you, but being at work and having to deal with the period is like one of the worst things ever. To me, if you want to what's the word? If you want to make it kind of seem similar to something, like guy-wise, I would compare it to the man flu, but worse. So if a guy stumbles upon this video and watches it, that's how I compare it to. What I compare it to. But that was like it I could find about the menstrual cups. Nobody would really share their experience. I found a couple people that said that they found it very messy when they did it, and they preferred to shower as they were removing it. Yeah, I mean, periods are just messy in themselves, so let's just put that out there. Anything that you use is gonna pretty much, in my opinion, make you want to shower. Makes you feel clean. So yesterday was my first day. Halfway through the day is when I kind of started getting cramps and like, oh crap. But in my mind I was like also kind of excited because I'm like, wait a minute, I don't have pads anymore. I don't have tampons anymore. I get to use my menstrual cup for the first time. I was actually kind of excited. So I pulled it out and I read the instructions when I got it, and then I kind of threw those away. And that was like a month ago that I got this, because I got it just after my period started the last time. And so I'm like, ugh. But I know there was like 2 positions that the cup can go in once it's been inserted. And for me, I put it in the first one that's like closer. It's not, I don't want to get graphic here, but let's be real, it's not all the way up. It is more easily accessible, I guess. And I found that mine did move up higher, but it wasn't hard for me to get out once I figured out what works for me to get it out. I don't know if it would all be the same for you guys. And if any of this makes you uncomfortable, I'm sorry, but I would have liked one of these videos when I was looking for it. So I am doing what I would be looking for when looking up a menstrual cup. So with the extra, I'm pretty sure mine was just the heavy flow. It's a green cup. They go by colors, and the brand that I got. So that kind of, once I put the link in the description, that will kind of help you to decide which mine is. But this is going off that one. I probably will get a medium flow one, just because my periods are kind of irregular, I guess, irregular, whatever the word is. Like, usually it's the first day and the last day that I am either kind of a lighter flow or just barely enough to qualify as a medium flow. And so I think it made it hard with using the heavy flow cup on yesterday, because I was also nervous and I didn't want it to like overfill and then like make a mess or something, because again, I didn't have the information to know how it works. There's not a lot out there on these. And so I think I put it in, let's just say noonish, and I removed it 2 times before I went to bed yesterday, which was completely unnecessary. In my opinion, I could have put it in yesterday and lasted until this morning. And I will say it was definitely a new thing to put in a menstrual cup. And another reason why I want to try a smaller size is because it was kind of difficult, I guess. There was a slight discomfort. I guess maybe that will change, but I'm single, have no kids, so it's not exactly like, you girls are hopefully getting what I'm trying to say, that I haven't stretched, I guess, enough down there to make it to where I would need that big of a size, because they don't go like really necessarily by depth, they go by like the circumference, which I understand why they can do that. So, I mean, obviously I'll keep this one, and today it wasn't as hard. I've only taken it out once today, and that was because once I put it in last night before I went to bed, I slept with it all the way up through the night, used the restroom in the morning, and got our stuff, went to the temple, did some temple work, and then when I was leaving the temple, I could just feel as I was leaving that I'm like, it's full, it's more than full. And so luckily we were in my mom and dad's RV, so I could go out to the RV and change it out there, because it made me a little bit more comfortable to change it on my own terms, because I think I would have been terrified to change it in a public restroom. Like, there's no way I'd want to have to change a menstrual cup in a public restroom. Just very uncomfortable, especially it can be messy. I'm not going to lie or sugarcoat that. When I changed mine twice yesterday, since it was unnecessary, I didn't get the full effect until changing it today in the RV, in a little tiny bathroom, may I add, that I noticed that it can be difficult. And I've tried different ways between yesterday and today about like cleaning it and what to do, because once you pull it out, I don't know, like, yes, your hand's gonna be dirty, leave it at that. What I did yesterday, once I pulled it out, I had a wad of toilet paper that I could pick it up, wrap it in, set it off to the side, finish on the toilet, stand up, move to the sink, wash it out, then reinsert it. And that's kind of what I did yesterday. Today, our bathroom is small in our motorhome, and the sink's literally right there, but there's stuff in it, and it's winter up here, so we don't really have running water in our motorhome because it would freeze. But my mom has to keep wet wipes in the bathroom, and there's toilet paper and stuff. But I decided, I know that wet wipes aren't exactly, like when you're trying to be a waste-free lifestyle, wet wipes are not really the best thing to use. But in this situation, I didn't really have another choice, and so I used, I think, like 3 wet wipes to like wrap it up in and then to clean it out, because again, we didn't have running water. So what I'm going to try, now that I'm at home and I'm in the process of regulating when to take it out, when I don't need to, type of a thing, I am going to use a wet washcloth, because I won't get into the reasons behind it or anything, but we have a system in our bathrooms to where I have access for washcloths that I can use to clean it out, rinse out the washcloth, put it in a bucket, and they get washed separately from our normal washcloths. So I think I'm going to try that, because I think that would be better for me and less messy and waste-free, more, especially with like not having to use toilet paper, because that was kind of a messy, just a little bit, and it wasn't as bad as when I emptied it today. So that's what I would change on that, like in using it cleaning wise. But like putting it in yesterday, it was uncomfortable for about 10 minutes to half an hour, until my body kind of adjusted it to having it in there. And it was like really uncomfortable, like more uncomfortable than having probably the biggest tampon you can get. But I just kind of fought through it, then your body adjusts and ignores. Today, I think the discomfort, it wasn't as high intensity of discomfort. It was more like last like 5 minutes and I'm good. Don't even notice it now that it's in. The only thing that I notice is my cramps, which hopefully will be going away soon, because mine are really bad. And I've been out and about all day today. I've been shopping with my mom. I have been carrying in heavy groceries inside. I've had to crouch down to low shelves, so squatting, I guess you could say. So, and walking really fast and that. And so I guess it's been a very active day for me. And normally, wearing a tampon or a pad, I would never be this active. I would come up with every excuse in the book not to do anything. So with this menstrual cup, it has helped me be more active and just be me more, instead of having to hold back. So I definitely would recommend a menstrual cup. Definitely. Like I said, I'm going to be getting another one, probably a medium flow, just to have on my lighter days. But I will I think I already mentioned that how long I had my menstrual cup in, and so I'm probably not going to take it out until tomorrow morning when I wake up. And which brings up another topic. When I was looking this up, I didn't understand how you could still go number 1 and number 2 with it in. That, to me, that just didn't make sense. Like, going number 2, yes, because you can technically do that with a tampon. But I'm like, how does it work? Like, that. It's the placement of the cup, and just all around where it's a cup and the flow can only go in through the top. That you can pee without, filling up your cup or anything like that. And I mean, it is a weird sensation when you do it. Like, you're like, am I gonna push the cup out? Like, you think of all these crazy things. And like, I've never done that yet. But I mean, I've never had to, like, I mean, if we're really wanting, since we're already talking about this, if we're really wanting to get into it, I would just strictly say that if you're going to like be extremely constipated, I would probably remove it just to be on the safe side, because if by chance you do push it out, I don't want to be fishing it out in the toilet, just saying. But just normal, going to the bathroom and stuff, it's been great, because I'm like, I go to the bathroom, and when I was wearing tampons, I would put one in, and then like an hour later I'd have to use the restroom again because I'm constantly drinking water. I'm like, this is not cool. I'm not ready to change my tampon. I can't be doing this. I can't be buying all these tampons, and it's like I'm wasting them because I don't use them to their fullest capacity. And so that's one thing that I'm happy about. The other thing I'm ecstatic about, obviously, is I don't have to buy another tampon or reusable pad like for the rest of my life. I will never buy. I'm going to get probably, because these can last up to 5 to 10 years. I'm going to be getting that medium one, like I said, and these two, the one that I have, the medium one, will be for in-home use, and then I'm going to get 2 more of the same ones as long as I feel these work for me, and then they're going to go into my 72-hour kit, and they won't be touched, and they'll be in there, and then I can take out my pads and tampons from my 72-hour kit that actually take up a lot of room, and it's like, it works. So it's perfect. And for those of you that are possibly wondering why I can't do reusable pads, the simplest answer for those of you that are LDS will understand. For users of those that don't, they just do not work with my undergarments, and we'll leave it at that. And so I'm not too terribly upset about it not being able to have pads. I mean, I've kind of, even wearing tampons, I would use a light pad as an aligner just in case, especially if I couldn't make it to the bathroom and all of a sudden I decided to have a super heavy moment, then I would be safe. But I don't find that I need that. Even with this, I haven't had a chance where I'm like, crap. Like, even when I was at the temple, I'm like, I could feel like I'm overflow. I had enough time to get to a bathroom and I was fine. But now I know about how much time between the changings are. I can like justify that. So like tomorrow I'm going to change it in the morning, put it in, and not probably change it till I go to bed. And then when I wake up the next morning, depending on when I work, I think on Monday I think I work at 8:30, so then I probably won't change it until probably just before 8 o'clock, and then I'll leave it in until I get home, and then I won't touch it. So like if you just like look at your days in advance, because I mean you can change it before it gets full. It is easier to change it the fuller the cup is. I have realized that. The easier the cup comes out, I guess, is what I'm trying to say. So but I would definitely recommend a menstrual cup. If you have any questions that I haven't covered, please do not be afraid to comment them. I'm going to put a link, also if I can figure that out, to my Facebook, so you guys can even message me on there. I'll try to even put a link to my Instagram. Finally back on Instagram. Was under a rock for 2 years. Well, probably not quite 2 years, but I'll put links to those so that way if you want to ask personal questions that you don't want to leave in a comment for everybody to see, I'm more than willing to answer questions, even if it's not about a menstrual cup. But just let me know your questions. Give a thumbs up if you believe this video is helpful for you, especially if you're looking into a menstrual cup. For all of you that think it was too much information, I apologize, but this is the type of video I wanted to find when I was looking into a menstrual cup. So that is why this video is being made, and this is kind of on my waste-free blog journey. So this is kind of more of a personal blog here. So the hateful comments I could care less about, but the ones that are all love and supportive, then those are the ones that will get the attention. So with that being said, I hope you guys had a really great Merry Christmas or Happy Holidays to whatever holiday you were celebrating. I hope you have a fantastic New Year's. I'm probably going to be doing another little video in a minute since this one is already at 19 minutes, almost 20. And I will see you then. Thank you guys for watching. Bye!